How's it going, everyone? My name is Mulder and welcome back to the GameChron. It is a new day and a new game. Today we're looking at Biomutant Preview and Thoughts video. In this video, I'll go over the world of Biomutant along with different types of combat styles you can learn in the game and just the world itself of what we can expect to get out of this game when it comes out, along with my own personal thoughts of how I think this game is going to come together. All that and more straight ahead. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for a lot more. Now, Biomutant is a third-person shooter / martial arts style game. From what we've seen so far, it blends shooting, melee, and powers in the form of mutations. Not only to where your character can unleash powerful attacks, but you can also cyberly enhance your character as well, such as robotic legs, wings, claws, you name it. I really like the variety that the developers have gone in for you to customize your own character from scratch. For me personally, I'm hoping I can create a cybernetically enhanced fox or wolf in this game. Being able to customize my character any way I wish by giving them different types of abilities like say wings or even cybernetic claws like Wolverine, I think would be so cool for this game. And so far from what I'm seeing, we are going to have a wide variety of different combat styles and different ways that we can play. But we'll have to wait and see until the full game comes out. But what we're seeing so far, as you can see right here, it looks very promising. Now, in terms of actually how your character can fight, you'll be learning Wushu combat styles, which are different forms of martial arts depending upon which masters you meet in the world and you decide to learn from. These masters can either be belonging to different tribes or you'll meet them out in the world. Speaking of the world, the game takes place with the main focus on the Tree of Life, where in this world, a natural disaster of poisonous oil has been coming up from the surface and can threaten the Tree of Life. Now, the main focus of the story is to either help recover the Tree of Life or take it for control for yourself or the tribe that you belong to, in which case there are 6 different tribes. The developers have stated that 3 of these tribes are trying to help save the Tree of Life, while the other 3 are trying to take control of it, which then you can decide which tribe you want to ally yourself with, or if you just want to go in guns blazing against all 6 of them. It really is up to you, which I think is fantastic. The game is focusing heavily on a karma system, where just like with the tribes, depending upon which tribes you decide to ally yourself with or fight against can affect the world around you. Now, we've heard this before in other games out there where they've implemented a karma system where your actions will affect the world around you, and sometimes that's not exactly the case in some games, which I'm hoping Biomutant is not like that. I really would like to see a karma system in this game, as they stated, to where my actions do affect the world around me, because not only does that make the world more intriguing for me, it also opens up the door for more replayability. So I truly hope that the karma system that they're talking about in this game is deep and actually does affect the world around me, and doesn't negate my choices just because of a narrative focus. Now, in terms of areas to explore, this is an open world game, but what's interesting is that you actually have to travel along the routes of the Tree of Life. There are 5 routes in total that will lead you to different parts of the world. Now, this sounds fantastic to me, but my biggest concern about this, which is what I have with any open world game, is I'm hoping there's a lot to do, and not just a lot of open space. Now, as we can see, Biomutant looks beautiful, at least in my opinion. But even as the beauty of this game looks great, it will get dull after a while if there's just not a lot to do, aside from just doing either the main story or working with different tribes. So I'm really hoping that there are tons of things around the world that we can not only explore, but find little side missions to do. So I have my fingers crossed that there's going to be a lot to do in this game when you can go off the beaten path, because for me personally, that's the joy of open world games. Another thing that I've really noticed, especially in a lot of these other trailers, is that there's a decent variety of not only just weapons that you can run around with, but also it opens up to a lot of crafting opportunities. These weapons can not only be upgraded, but they can be altered in different ways depending upon which way you're going with your character in their combat style. This all sounds great to me, and I'm hoping that the system is deep enough to where not only am I learning different ways of how to craft my weapons, they can also fit to what type of Wushu combat styles I'm learning along the way. Another thing that I found pretty fun about this game that I think the developers have been having a lot of fun with as well is the variety of vehicles. Everything from like a giant hand that apparently looks like it can shoot or flick people away from you, to them being underwater in this squid-like submarine fighting a giant turtle. It just opens up to a lot of fun moments. I think what's going to make Biomutant just a fun game to play overall is just the variety of just fun experimentation these developers have thrown in here. This game definitely has a lot of character, and you can tell just by looking at the vehicles you're going to be able to run around in. But none of that would really mean anything if the monsters and different enemies that we are going to fight in this game aren't that tough or that interesting. The variety of enemies that we're seeing so far in this game not only look interesting, but they look tough as hell as well. Everything from other animals fighting against you in their own martial arts style, to then fighting giant monsters in your own little mech as they stomp around and destroy buildings, all looks like a lot of fun. Again, that's another thing about this game that I'm truly hoping for, is variety in terms of not only the combat, but also the exploration. I really hope that this game has a very deep and rewarding system for not only exploring on my own, but also going out of my way to go through every single combat situation in the game. We've already been told that there's going to be a very deep stats system in this game, to where I look forward to doing a bunch of videos on different types of builds that I can run around with my character. character, along with the fact of doing videos on how the crafting system works in this game, and also different types of ways how to craft different types of materials, and even certain types of monsters or bosses you can find in the world. And heck, if there's even some rare vehicles that are hard to find or build, I'll also be doing videos on that as well. So be ready for a ton of content to be coming out on this channel on Biomutant the moment that game drops on May 25th this month. Don't forget to drop a comment below on things that you look forward about this game, along with the fact of what your concerns are as well. And overall, I am really looking forward to this game and I can't wait to play it and share it with you. But for now, that's it for our Biomutant preview and thoughts video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest content that's coming out from the channel, along with other content coming for RPGs later on this year. I cannot wait to dive into Biomutant with you, along with other RPGs coming out, but until the next video drops, my name is Mulder, and I'll see you next time in the GameChron.